Hello there, string slingers and arpeggio fiends alike. We're here on this rather relaxed Monday. I'm wearing a slouchy beanie. It's very relaxed. I'm not even wearing shoes. Oh, I've even bought a new cup for the occasion. It matches the background.
Yes, consume. Add to the consumerist nightmare and further fill the hole in your heart with products.
And we're going to talk about sweeps and arpeggios, one of the least relaxed things someone can do on a guitar. So with my students, when I'm teaching them how to sweep, the way I always start off is by going 3 strings, then up to 4 strings, then 5 strings. We start off with a really simple 3-string sweep, actually a set of them, that I call staircase sweeps. Now this is named because simply your fingers are set in a kind of staircase shape. Now before we start off, there is something I think that is important to do before you start going into the realm of sweepy, we're amazing left hand territory. And that is to make sure that your right hand is going as fluidly as possible. Your right hand has to be doing the right thing. Well, I guess if you're left-handed, your picking hand, but that's only 10% of you. So when I'm talking about your picking hand doing the right thing, try this exercise, in which you're just hitting a harmonic on the 12th fret, just lightly touching the fret there so you have a nice thing instead of just gang, 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 just ganking notes. But the most important thing you notice here is to have that really fluid down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, to have that fluidity behind what you're doing. So we're going to start things off with a really easy 3-string sweep. And here's a little demo I prepared earlier when I didn't know what lighting was or how to use a camera. And I had a beard and a different hat. Tragedy. So as we just saw, this first sweep is nice and simple. And now that we're a bit closer to the neck, you can see exactly what I mean by the staircase method. You have 1 finger per fret ascending. Nice little staircase there. So as a little side note, when you're writing a solo or a part and you put sweeps and arpeggios in, the choice of fingers that you use for each note is vitally important. So anyway, onwards. Ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string. Middle finger, 8th fret of the B string. Forefinger, 7th fret of the E string. And you want these notes to melt together ever so slightly. You don't want it to just be straight notes picked out. You want it to have the tiniest little bit of melting in between them. And after this, we're going to use our pinky finger and stretch out to that 10th fret on the E string, pulling off back to the 7 and then back up the staircase. 8 on the B, 9 on the G. Now I want to take a second to focus on what's going on in my right hand here. And in terms of direction, I've got down, 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 up, pull off, up, up, down, down, up, pull off, up, up. And so of course I want you to practice this all throughout the neck, and whatever note that your ring finger is starting on, that's going to be the key that you're in. So if you want to skip up and do a nice A minor. So if you have never swept before, if this is your first foray into trying it, congratulations, you have just done a sweep. You're in the territory now, awesome, congrats, welcome. Use it wisely. Now the second arpeggio that we're going to go on to today is virtually the same as the first one, but instead of going up to the 10 with our pinky finger, we're actually just going to simply go to the 8 with our middle finger. And yet again, here's another demonstration from when I had no idea how to film a video. So exactly like the last one, we're going to start ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string, middle finger on the 8th fret of the B string, and forefinger on the 7th fret of the G string. But this time we're going to bring our middle finger to the 8th fret on the high E string. And once we get up to that 8th fret on the high E, We're pulling off to the 7 and then back up the staircase. 8 on the B, 9 on the G. Now, a little bit of a pro tip is that you can actually mix these two together, going first sweep, second sweep, first sweep, second sweep, and going in a rotation, because this is actually going to get you to learn how to change your hand position slightly and learn how to shift gears a little bit mid-sweep. 10, 8. I should have mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to mention it now. When practicing these sweeps, do not lie to yourself. Do not get excited and run ahead and be like, I can sweep now, and just fart out notes. The reason I want to show you this is because you will be having to stretch out your hands a little more, but still the staircase method. It's still the staircase, but it's stretched out a bit. So unlike the other sweeps today, this one is not in E minor, it's not even in a normal minor setting. It's much more, if you want to use it in this position, a harmonic minor type. We're going to have that same staircase shape that we've had for the last two, where your ring finger starts on the 9th fret of the G string there, but what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it out a bit and bring that ring finger to the 10th fret of the G string, our middle finger to the 9th fret of the B string, and our forefinger is going to stay there on the 7th fret of the high E string. And then with our ring finger, we're going to hit the 10 on the high E, pulling off to the 7 and then back up to the 9, and then the 10 again. And so that's going to be the same picking pattern as all of them. Down, 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 up, pull off, up, up. Now we've all been working hard on these sweeps today, and something in order to have a little more fun, we're going to perform this little gidget. And just to slow that down, that's going to be... So if we slow it down and take it easy, you'll notice that it's just the same shape 3 times, separated by 3 frets each time. So each of these sweeps actually has the exact same notes as the one prior, just in a different order. So it's kind of like different voicings. So just that same stretched out staircase as before, where we're starting with our ring finger on the 10th fret of the G string. Except instead of chilling out on that 10th fret when we get back there, we're going to immediately slide up to the 13th fret and then do the exact same shape again. 13G, 12B, 10 on the E, 13 on the E, pull off back to the 10 and then back up the staircase, 12, 13. Except when we get to that 13, sliding up to the 16, 16G, 15B, 13E, 16 on the E, pulling off and back up the staircase. So with these three-string sweeps, which in and of itself is a bit of a tongue twister to say, you are becoming well armed and well equipped to start really dealing with a lot of different arpeggios. Now granted, these are all based off a really ergonomic, as I say, staircase shape that works with your hand, but the main thing to take away from this is the communication between your left hand and your right hand. So there you go, you are well armed and well on your way to becoming a sweepenaire in the open landscape of arpeggiation. So if you've enjoyed this video and hearing me inanely talk about some bullshit to a camera in my room, make sure you click that like button and subscribe and fill the gaping hole in my heart with virtual friendship. I'm Brandon Valentine and thank you very much for watching and enjoy your day.